standard equation of ellipse. See, standard equation of ellipse is x square by a square plus y square by b square is equal to 1. This is standard equation of ellipse. Right? Most of the analysis we do for this standard equation. Okay, how did we get this ellipse equation? For this, what directrix we have taken? What focus we have taken? To get this x square by a square plus y square by b square is equal to 1, we have to take focus at AE comma 0. And we have to take directrix at A by E. Now let's find ellipse equation with this focus and directrix. What is the formula? Use definition 1. What we get? Equation of ellipse is x minus x coordinate of focus square plus y minus y coordinate of focus square is equal to eccentricity square into directrix expression. X minus A by E, that is directrix expression. It's a square divided by x quotient square plus y quotient square. So that means x minus AE whole square plus y square is equal to E square into x minus A by E whole square. Okay, let's manipulate this. This is x square minus 2aex plus a square e square plus y square is equal to e square x square minus 2aex plus a square. All right. Minus 2ax getting cancelled. X square minus e square x square plus y square is equal to a square minus a square e square. So just basic simplification only. We have something like this. Okay, so divide with a square into 1 minus e square, both sides. So x square by a square plus y square by a square into 1 minus e square is equal to 1. So this is the equation of the ellipse. All right. Now this is equation of the ellipse with directrix at x equal to a by e. E is eccentricity and focus at AE comma 0. Okay. Now see here, this one, it is a square into 1 minus e square, right? So I want to take it as some alpha square or beta square or b square. Understand that? A square into 1 minus e square. 1 minus e square is definitely positive value. It is between 0 to 1, right? 1 minus e square. So since it is positive value, I am taking it as b square. See, suppose if I say b square, immediately what you understand? This quantity cannot be negative, correct? If I give the name as b can be positive or negative. When I say something is b square, I am saying that there is a quantity which cannot be negative. So this whole thing, a square into 1 minus e square, I am taking it as b square because b square cannot be negative, as a square into 1 minus e square also cannot be negative. So equation of the ellipse is x square by a square plus y square by b square is equal to 1. Actually, there is no b square. B square is not at all there. See, b square is it there? In directrix focus, b square is not there. B square is nothing but what? Actually, a square into 1 minus e square is there. Instead of writing this, we are writing it as b square. Which is more, a square is more or b square is more? From here, which is more, a square or b square? A square is multiplied with the number between 0 to 2. Maybe we understand like this. A square minus a square e square is b square. From a square, you remove some positive quantity to get b square. So that means definitely a square will be more. A square is more than b square. All right. So this denominator is more when compared with this denominator less. When I take directrix and focus like this. Fine. Now this b square is equal to a square into 1 minus e square. We have to remember in three different forms to make manipulation easy, right? To get ideas instantly, we should by heart in. This is first way to by heart. You have to by heart like this and multiply this. What we get? E square. See, b square by a square is equal to 1 minus e square. So what is e square? 1 minus b square by a square. Okay. Or what? Take LCM or multiply with a square. So we have to by heart all this. By heart as in, if you see a square, e square, immediately you should think a square minus b square. If you see a square, e square, immediately you should know, okay, this is a square minus b square. Not that we'll substitute this relation, right? Then only we realize like that. Okay. Here, see, when you write e square is equal to 1 minus b square by a square, b square and a square are denominators here. Right? Which denominator you will write here? The one which is more or one which is less in the numerator? Less by more or more by less?
Less by more.
Okay, less by more. The problem is if you write more by less, you yourself will know the mistake. Okay, this will be more than 1, right? Then 1 minus a value more than 1. You will get e square as negative. Okay, for example, this is there. Find eccentricity. So what is the concept? E square is equal to 1 minus less by more, 3 by 4. Suppose if you do 4 by 3, what happens? E square will come negative. When e square is coming negative, you should understand, okay, you have made some mistake like this. So e square is 1 minus b square by a square, which is 1 by 4. That means eccentricity is 1 by 2. Plotting x square by a square plus y square by b square is equal to 1. You know how to plot. Application of derivatives you have studied, right? What can I say about this curve? If you replace x with minus x, x with minus x, or y with minus y, is the equation changing?
You will get the same.
That means the
No, sir.
x is replaced with minus x, equation didn't change, so it is symmetric with respect to what? Y-axis. Okay, y is replaced with minus y, equation didn't change. That means it is symmetric with respect to, curve is symmetric with respect to x-axis. So this is a curve which is symmetric to x-axis, y-axis. And one more thing is there. In place of x comma y, if you put minus x minus y, equation is not changing. Then the curve is symmetric about origin. Okay. For example, y is equal to x cube. If I replace y with minus y, x with minus x, is y is equal to x cube getting changed? Is the equation getting changed when you put y as minus y and x as minus x? You will get minus y is equal to minus x cube, right? Minus minus cancel. Again, you are getting the same thing. That means this is symmetric about origin. Okay. Yes or no? See, it is maintaining symmetry about origin. Y is equal to x cube, like this. So this is the curve which is symmetric about x-axis also, y-axis also, and it is symmetric about origin also. Let's just draw this curve in, let's try to draw it in first quadrant. Okay, now what values x square will take? So most naturally what we can do, see, x square by a square is equal to 1 minus y square by b square. See, this quantity cannot be negative, right? It is square of something. That means 1 minus y square by b square should be greater than or equal to 0. Right? So b square minus y square divided by b square should be greater than or equal to 0. That means denominator anyway cannot be negative. So numerator b square minus y square should be greater than or equal to 0. That means y square minus b square, which should be less than or equal to 0. So y square less than or equal to b square means what? Y minus b into y plus b less than or equal to 0. If I take b as positive, then y should be between minus b to b. Okay, take b as positive, a as positive. Y value should be from minus b to b. Same analysis if I do by writing like this. If I write y square by b square is equal to 1 minus x square by a square, this cannot be negative, so this also cannot be negative. So this should be greater than or equal to 0. If I do this analysis, similarly what I will get, x value should be between minus a to a. Okay, that means, see, minus a to a. Ellipse should lie ellipse on any point on the ellipse, its x coordinate must lie between minus a to a. If you take any point on the ellipse, x coordinate of that point should be between minus a to a. Means ellipse should lie between these two vertical lines. It should lie, y coordinate should lie from minus b to b. This is y is equal to b line. This is y is equal to minus b line. So ellipse should lie, should any point on the ellipse should have y coordinate between these two. Means ellipse should lie here. Okay, so ellipse should lie in this rectangle only. X coordinate should be from minus a to a, y coordinate should be from minus b to b. Okay, when does ellipse intersect x axis? What are some points which we can see on the ellipse? Put y as 0, a will be plus or minus a, x coordinate will be plus or minus a. Put x as 0, x as 0, y square is equal to b square, then y coordinate will be plus or minus b. So these 4 points will lie on the ellipse, right? What are these 4 points? This is one point, that is 0 comma b. This is another point, 0 comma minus b. This is a comma 0. This is minus a comma 0. These points lie on the ellipse. Okay. Now ellipse, how should it be? It's a symmetrical figure. All right. And it should lie in this rectangle only. Join these things. Okay, this is part of the ellipse in first quadrant. Since ellipse is symmetrical with respect to y-axis and x-axis, with respect to x-axis, so we'll get this part. Since ellipse is symmetrical with respect to y-axis, we get this part, something like this. Okay, so overall ellipse looks like this. Okay, this is how x square by a square plus y square by b square is equal to 1 graph is looking like. What is this distance? This is a. What is this distance? This is b. This is 0 comma 0. All right. Now where is ae comma 0? Where is ae comma 0? Where is the focus? E value you take something like half, you take for easy understanding.
Between 0 and a.
So ae comma 0 will be somewhere here. like between 0, 0 and a, 0. So two line of symmetries are there here. What are the two line of symmetries? Of course, I am talking about x square by a square plus y square by b square is equal to 1, where b square is nothing but a square into 1 minus e square. So that means a square is more than b square. That means a value is more than b. 0, 0, somewhere here, ae, 0. This is a, 0. Which is more? A is more, or ae is more, or a by e is more?
A by
Take e
E.
as half. It will be easy for you. A by e. So that means where is a by e, 0? It is more than a, right? A by e means it is more than a. So a by e, 0 is somewhere here. Okay. Now let me draw x equal to a by e line. X equal to a by e means it's a vertical line because it is x equal to constant type. And it should pass through a by e. So this is directrix. This is focus. All right. Now let's see some terms here. In ellipse, there is one. This chord is there, right? This line of symmetry. Actually, this is the major length of the chord in the ellipse. All right. So this is called what? Major axis. This line is called major axis. What is the least length of the chord? That is like, that is minor axis. Two line of symmetries are there. One line of symmetry will be major axis. Another line of symmetry will be minor axis. Okay. So this is major axis. This is minor axis. Where my major axis and minor axis are intersecting, that is called center of the ellipse. All right. So in this previous case, what is major axis? What is major axis here? What is its equation?
Y equal to 0.
Yes, major axis is y is equal to 0. What about minor axis? X equal to 0, right? Passing through origin, perpendicular to major axis. That would be minor axis. What is center of the ellipse? Center 0, 0. Okay. All right. So one more way we can understand major axis is line through focus perpendicular to directrix. Is major axis. So line should pass through focus and it should be perpendicular to directrix. That is major axis. See, now this figure, if I take directrix, see, if I rotate it, okay, meaning this is like this, right? We have figure like this now. First I'll rotate it like this. Then I'll rotate it like this. If I am rotating like this, see, actually here, this is the focus directrix. When I rotate it, I understand that this is the focus and directrix, right? Focus and directrix here. All right. So that means this ellipse can also be generated with another focus directrix pair. If you take this directrix, x equal to a by e, focus ae, 0, use first definition, you will get this ellipse equation. If you take another focus directrix pair here, directrix and focus, another focus directrix pair, then also we'll be getting this particular ellipse equation. Okay, meaning this is AE units, right? Distance between center and focus. Here also go AE units. This point, if you take minus AE comma 0. Okay, what is distance between the center and directrix? A by E. Here also go A by E units, right? So then this would be x equal to minus A by E. If you take this focus, let me call it as S2, and this directrix, let me call it as D2. If you take S2 and D2, okay, if you use first definition and find ellipse equation, then also you'll get the same equation. You'll get this ellipse. If I am taking this particular directrix and this particular focus, S1 D1, S1 D1, then also I will get this ellipse. If I take D2 and S2, this focus, this directrix, I'll get this ellipse. To get this ellipse, I can take this focus and this directrix also. So for an ellipse, we'll have two focus directrix pair. All right. So what is the exercise for you? You take x equal to minus A by E, this directrix. You take this focus minus AE comma 0. Use first definition. Show that you are getting the same ellipse equation. Okay, you'll get same ellipse equation. All right. So what is center? Can I understand center like this? Ellipse will have, see, it has one focus AE comma 0, another focus minus AE comma 0. What is center here? Can I understand center as midpoint of foci? Center is midpoint of foci. Okay, can I understand minor axis as the line passing through center and perpendicular to major axis? Yes. Okay. So center, I can understand it is midpoint of foci. Minor axis, line through center and perpendicular to major axis. Okay, let me ask one question here. X equal to A by E. X equal to A by E here. So I take a point here. This is S1. Okay, this is 3 units. This is 9 units. Or let's say 4 units. Okay, I take another point Q here. S1Q divided by Q2 here, this distance is 6, 10, let's say. What is S1Q then? You following this? Q2 M2, distance is 10. What is S1Q?
Sir, 15 by 2.
S1Q by QM2 is equal to eccentricity. Eccentricity is S1P by PM1. Eccentricity is 3 by 4. So S1Q by 10 is equal to 3 by 4. So that means S1Q is 30 by 4, which is 15 by 2. You are right. Okay. Can I say S2Q by QM2 is also 3 by 4? Would that be also 3 by 4? Distance between point and focus divided by distance between point and directrix. That is eccentricity. Is this statement right or wrong?
Wrong, sir.
Wrong. Because if you are taking this focus, which directrix we have to take? The other one. Its corresponding
Equal to
directrix.
minus A by E.
Yes, x equal to minus A by E. What is QM3 distance? What is QM3 distance? See, S1Q, you got it here, right? S1Q, that is 15 by. S1Q is 15 by 2, right? Fine, okay, no problem. What about S2Q by QM3? What is this? This is eccentricity, but we know eccentricity is 3 by 4, like this. X square by A square plus Y square by B square is equal to 1, where A square is greater than B square. The relation is A square into 1 minus E square is equal to B square. We are discussing about this ellipse. Only first 2-3 ellipse equations will take time. Rest everything will be very easy. Okay, this is center. Okay, and we know that this is major axis, and this is minor axis. One focus is at AE comma 0. Another focus is at minus AE comma 0. All right. What is distance between center and focus? That we should remember. This distance is important for us. 3 distances are important. Actually 4. One is A, other one is AE, another one is A by E, another one is B. These distances are important for us. In case of parabola, only one distance, right? Latest sectum. Okay. If you know latest sectum, of course you know semi-latest sectum. You know quarter of latest sectum. This is the situation in case of parabola. In case of ellipse also, we have to remember the distances. What about this particular distance? What is this distance? From center of the ellipse to A1. What is that? That is A units. Center to A1, that is A units, right? What is center to A2? That is also A units. Now you tell me, what is length of major axis?
2A.
So what is A? A is semi-major axis. Okay, we are saying A by E, right? In the standard equation when we derived. What is A actually? A is semi-major axis. Half of major axis length. Okay, so we got this is 0 comma B and this is 0 comma minus B, right? Let me call this as B1, this as B2. What about this distance? This is B, this is also B, this distance.
Length of minor axis to B, semi-minor axis B.
Yes, length of minor axis to B. Semi-minor axis. That is B. So semi-major axis is A, semi-minor axis is B. What is the relation between them? A square is equal to B square into 1 minus b square. Of course, semi-major axis will be more than semi-minor axis. A greater than b. All right. Now here A1 and A2 are there, right? This A1 and A2. They are called ends of major axis. Okay, ends of major axis means where major axis points of intersection of major axis and ellipse. Major axis, ellipse. These points of intersection, they are called ends of major axis, are also given the name vertices. Okay, what we mean by vertices of ellipse? Ends of major axis, simple. What about B1, B2? They are ends of minor axis. What is distance between center to one end of major axis?
A.
Yeah, center to one end of minor axis.
B.
B, correct? Okay. Are you able to see this fact? This is B units. This is AE units, right? Where is A units? I told 4 distances are important. Center, if I move AE along major axis, I get S. From center, I move A units along major axis. I'll get one end of major axis. From center, I move A by E units. What will I get?
Directrix.
This A by E comma 0. X equal to A by E is directrix. I'm calling this directrix as D1. Where this directrix is intersecting the major axis. Where is the directrix? This is major axis. This is directrix. Where directrix is intersecting major axis. This point.
A by E.
A by E comma 0. That is called foot of the directrix. D1. All right. So if I move from center A by E units, I'll get foot of the directrix. And similarly, left side also. From center, travel A units on the major axis. You will get focus S2, let's name it. To move A units from center to the left, you will get one end of major axis. If you move A by E units, what do you get? Another directrix. So foot of other directrix is minus A by E comma 0. This is X equal to minus A by E. All right. What is length of major axis? 2A. Length of minor axis? 2B. Semi major axis A, semi minor axis B. What is relation between semi major axis and semi minor axis? See, actually, we have to study it like this. A is nothing but semi major axis square into 1 minus eccentricity square is equal to semi minor axis square. This is how we have to study. All right. Fine. These things. What is chord of the ellipse? Chord of the ellipse. Line joining any 2 points. That is chord. Okay. Is this a chord? Yes. This is also line joining 2 points on the ellipse. So it is a chord. Okay. What about this? This is also a chord. So there are many chords, right? What is focal chord of the ellipse?
Minor axis.
No.
No,
Minor
sir.
axis. No. Focal chord means chord passing through any one focus. When they say focal chord of ellipse, it is nothing but chord through any one focus. passing. Chord should pass through. Chord should pass through at least one focus. So I'll draw many focal chords now. So this is a focal chord. This is a focal chord. This is a focal chord, right? This is a focal chord. This is a focal chord. This is a focal chord. Like this, many focal chords are there. But there is one focal chord which is passing through both the foci. Focus plural is what? Foci means what? It is plural of focus. So ellipse have two foci, right? So yeah, chord passing through both the foci would be major axis. Is this clear? Language, focal chord means chord also you understood. What is double ordinate? Double ordinate. In parabola, double ordinate means what? Line perpendicular to axis of the parabola. Here double ordinate means line perpendicular, not okay, or line chord. It's a chord which is perpendicular to major axis. That is double ordinate. All right, next. So that means, see, this is a double ordinate, this is a double ordinate, this is a double ordinate, double ordinate. So like this, many double ordinates are there. Then what we mean by latest rectum? Double ordinate passing through focus. That means chord perpendicular to major axis and passing through focus. That is called latest rectum. How many latest rectum are there? This is one latest rectum. This is another latest rectum. This is x equal to minus AE. And what about this? X equal to AE. Where these latest rectums are intersecting the ellipse, they are called ends of latest rectum. E1, E2 are ends of latest rectum. Similarly, E3, E4. They are also ends of latest rectum. Okay. E3, E4 ends of one latest rectum, E1, E2 ends of another latest rectum. They will all be symmetrical. E1's image, if you take with respect to y-axis, that will be E2. E3's image, if you take with respect to x-axis, that will be E4. All right. How to find E1 coordinates? How to get E1 coordinates? E1, what is the specialty of E1? It lies on x equal to AE line also, and it lies on the ellipse also, right? If you want E1, it lies on x equal to AE and it lies on x square by a square plus y square is by b square is equal to 1. Find E1. So put x equal to AE in the solve line equation and the curve equation. So you'll get AE whole square divided by a square plus y square by b square is equal to 1. So that means y square by b square is equal to 1 minus e square. What is 1 minus e square, by the way? One minus e square is b square by a square. So y square is b power 4 by a square. That means y is b square by a. Okay, plus or minus actually. So I want E1 in the first quadrant, right? So here x coordinate is AE, y coordinate is b square by a. This distance is there, no? Distance between center and focus. That is AE. Distance between focus and one end of later sectum. What is this distance? B square by A. What is semi-later sectum? Half of later sectum.
B square by A.
So this is AE. This is B square by A. What about this one? Another B square by A. So what is length of later sectum? 2B square by A. B means what here? Semi-minor axis whole square means length of semi-minor axis divided by A means semi-major axis. This is later sectum length. All right. So let's write other endpoints here. What would be E2 coordinates? From center, we have to go how many units right? From center to reach E2. Let's travel like this. A units, right? And how many units below? B square by A units below. So E2 coordinates would be AE comma minus B square by A. Yes. What about E3 coordinates? Can someone help me out with E3 coordinates?
Minus AE comma B
A
square by
comma minus B square by A.
Minus AE
square
comma
by
B square by A. What about E4 coordinates? Minus AE comma minus B.
Comma minus B square by A.
Okay, so this is all about standard equation of the ellipse. So you should know how to find ends of later sectum, how to find length of later sectum, ends of major axis, ends of minor axis. Okay, foot of the directrices, all these things. Okay, now you observe the diagram closely. Tell me what is distance between two foci? Distance between two foci. 2AE, correct? Center to one foci AE, center to another foci AE. So distance between two foci would be 2AE. Distance between center to directrix, one directrix,
A by E.
A by E. Distance between directrices,
2A by E.
okay, 2A by E. What about distance between focus and corresponding directrix? Okay, what is the question I am asking? Distance between focus and corresponding directrix.
A by E minus A.
Correct. So I have focus here, corresponding directrix is here. Okay, this somewhere here center is there. I want to find this distance. This distance is A by E, right? This is x equal to 0 line. This is x equal to A by E line. This distance is AE. What is distance between focus and corresponding directrix? That is A by E minus AE. Fine. So these distances are very important. We have to keep these distances in mind.